always just go at it when
I think Deluded, like.
Arsenal are finally getting some business done. It's the 26th of June, which when you're looking at what all the other teams are doing, people are saying, oh, Berta, you're on fraud watch, man. You're not making no moves happen. There's a lot of pressure. We're making moves happen, man. Don't watch that. Gyökeres and or Sesko, one of them are landing. First things first, 49, Lewis-Skelly. He signed a new long-term deal. As much as I want incomings, keeping the good players sweet, happy, rewarding them is what we need. We've got Gabriel Magalhaes with a new deal. We've got Miles Lewis-Skelly. We pray to God. Ethan Nwaneri, Bukayo Saka, William Saliba. Saliba, they don't rate. Real Madrid don't rate you. Why are they going for Konate? And if any not that they'll be watching me, if anyone from Real Madrid is watching this platform, please. Everybody tells us our players are overrated. Saliba ain't that good. Konate is better than him. Trent will tell you about him. Go and get him. You don't want Saliba. Saliba's not good. Saliba's rubbish, man. See the mistake he made in Spain against Real Madrid. Kivior was holding his hand. You don't want him. But on a serious note, happy to see the 18-year-old Miles Lewis-Skelly. I hope he's getting big boy paper. Allegedly, he signed a 5-year deal. You would imagine if he continues this development. Fuck that. Forget if. When he continues that development, he will get even more paper, even more renewals. I know a lot's being said about left back and centre midfield. I don't give a monkeys. This man embodies everything I love about the club. I really love the work that his mother does with, cluing up parents and academy kids on all of those kind of things. Miles Lewis-Skelly, contrary to, some reports that have tried to villainize this man, does charity work, does a lot of stuff around Arsenal's community, handles himself very well. You look into his mindset about reading and improvement. He's got that quiet humility about him, that humble arrogance, which I'm a big fan of, and I love it from Miles Lewis-Skelly. So never let these people tell you anything. You're not the first. You're not going to be the last. Saw it with Sterling, saw it with Rashford, saw it with you, etc. Even though Haaland asked you, who are you? And you told man who you are. I think he can still end up in midfield, but earn your chops at left back, a bit like Bukayo Saka, another star boy. Star men, man. Lewis-Skelly, my guy. Apparently, Arsenal are working on a deal to sign Valencia defender Cristhian Mosquera. Allegedly, some reports say Andrea Berta is a big fan of his. Apparently, he's got a deal until 2026, showing no willingness to sign a new deal. Allegedly, his release clause is 17.5 million, and he's showing no, Arsenal and Berta are trying to negotiate that down. Arsenal are working on a deal to sign Valencia defender Mosquera. The North London club have made a defensive signing a priority this summer. Oh gosh, why am I getting alerts? What happened here? Apologies, people. I'm getting YouTube alerts here. Sorry, people. Let's crack on. Apologies for that. YouTube on the phone. Arsenal working on a deal to sign Valencia defender Cristhian Mosquera. The North London club have made a defensive signing a priority this summer, with the 20-year-old Spain youth international currently their preferred option. Mosquera has been with Valencia since age 12. Apparently, he's born in Spain to Colombian parents, I believe. He progressed through their academy and made his first team debut in 2022. He's played 90 times for the La Liga club. He played 41 times last season, including 90 minutes in 37 of their club's 38 league campaign. Described as a right footer and physically imposing centre-back, Arsenal see Mosquera as the ideal cover for first-choice pairing Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba. They previously looked at Dean Howson before he left Bournemouth for Real Madrid earlier this summer. We all know Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes are going to play a lot of games, but they played 51 and 42 times respectively last season. Don't have the data to hand, but you throw in the minutes they've probably played in the last couple of seasons. We need to tread carefully. We have tried to sign Howson. We did try to sign Victor Rice, who's ended up at City in January, flirted with the girl he kind of links. So it is what it is in that regard. What's this? Is it the same link? Oh, sorry, that was me reading something. Again, we're still linked with Mosquera. Apparently, Berta is pressing to conclude the signing of him. Leipzig, who were trying to buy a player from you, had been leading the charge for the Spain youth international, who's recently been away at the European Under-21s championships. They've pulled out apparently over financials. Apparently, our pursuit of him is not reactive to those developments. Spanish sources insist Berta first established contact to register the Gunners' interest in early May. You see, real G's just moving in silence, but we don't talk too tough, just make things happen. Maybe Arteta was right in terms of goosebumps. Goosebumps for me is Gyökeres and them man there, but he can also play right back, which helps us as well, owing to the injuries. And, if, Ben White had to, be cute and clever with his surgery, post ACL timbered a lot of minutes, it allows us to stick and move. Arsenal are now in negotiations and discussions and advancing, and are understood to be hopeful that an agreement can be struck for a cut price potentially under 17 million pounds, which concludes to about 20 million euros. He's set to enter the final year of his contract next week, people. He's turned that down. Talk hasn't gone anywhere. Valencia apparently are also struggling financially. We were once upon a time linked with Garozowski, who plays for Spain despite having a like Eastern European last name. He's got long hair like Puyol. That's cool. And again, I'm not trying to gas up our business, because you need to spend the bag on a right winger and a striker. But the more we can be a bit cute and clever with a budget, which is probably music to the Cronkies' ears, because there's been a lot of spending, the more we can stick and move and be a bit smart. So Kepa for 5 million, this guy for anything 17.5 million below. Obviously, we've got a replacement in Partey for 9 million in Nordgaard. That tells me there's more money to spend on some big money players that are going to make the difference, people. We've already completed early deals, allegedly, for Zubamendi and Kepa. We're waiting for official confirmation. Norgard is also set to sign on the dotted line at the Emirates following a breakthrough in talks with Brentford on Wednesday, people. We've also been linked with Club Brugge defender Joel Ordenes and also Mark Gurhey, people. There's still question marks over the futures of Zinchenko and Kivior, more so Zinchenko. I think Kivior, the club will be happy to keep you. Apparently, we're still interested in Joel Hatto, people, and apparently our interest remains ongoing. But at this stage, any deal would likely be dependent on the two names I've just mentioned. So we'll have to see. Leipzig dreams of getting 80 to 100 million for Benjamin Sesko, according to Blind. However, 70 million euros plus add-ons is seen as the more realistic. No concrete offer has been received by a club yet. So we're not going to officially bid until it makes sense. Arsenal don't appear to be charging forward all guns blazing to sign either Benjamin Sesko or Gyökeres. Thursday's claims from Portuguese news paper Ebola talked about a potential new offer from the Gunners from Sporting Lisbon. As you can imagine, simultaneously, we're being linked now with Sesko, and we're taking around the houses a lot. Over in Germany, Arsenal have been having issues with Sesko's asking price. Leipzig have been hoping to make 80 to 100 million from the 22-year-old this summer, continuing a theme of Bundesliga clubs overvaluing their players when selling to the Premier League. He scored 21 times last season. 13 came in the Bundesliga in what was a tough season for everyone. 70 million euros, which is about 60 odd million quid, is seen as the more quote unquote realistic price, people. Leipzig haven't had an offer yet, and it's clear they're going to have to reduce their demands or gamble on a better season ahead for Sesko, provided he's not going to start, angling for a move away, because we heard with Gyökeres and gentleman's agreement. Was we not told there's gentleman's agreements for Sesko last summer to leave for below his price tag? So I'm sure he wants to do it the clean way. His agent has said the same. But if things persist, something needs to change. And we've also heard that ideally Sesko is in before pre-season. He's ready to sign for Arsenal after new talks. Apparently he wants to join us. He started following us on social media, and a potential move is not being held up by his reps. So Arsenal are not delaying. They're not delaying. Leipzig, stop acting up. He won't demand a crazy salary as we've seen here. So I guess reports of release clauses that he wants in his deal and all of those things can be described as wide of the mark. He did sign a new deal which runs until 2029, which further makes it more difficult. We're probably not going to sell Martinelli, but we're probably leaning towards selling him if an offer, which I don't think is forthcoming, that is too good to turn down. I did mention this with Sesko. Mel Sport understands Mikel Arteta wants the striker in before their preseason tour of Singapore and Hong Kong, which they fly out on July the 19th. Both Sesko and Gyökeres have been strongly linked, but it's understood Sesko is a priority. Alex Crook of TalkSport has said Arsenal have added Eze to their list of left-wing targets. TalkSport understands Eze has a release clause of around 68 million in his Crystal Palace contract. Some reports say Crystal Palace are open to receiving it in installments. Makes sense for us. Team News and Ticks is saying Eze is one of the plans at Arsenal. However, it's unclear if he's first choice or a backup option. Arsenal have already agreed personal terms with Eze, and the player wants to move. Fair play. Sammy Maltbell, it wouldn't shock me if Arsenal made an inquiry for Kudus, because there's been interest in the past. My information on Kudus is that all of the top 6 in the Premier League have checked in on the conditions of a deal. He's got an 85 million release clause for Premier League clubs, but I think West Ham would be willing to take below that. There's a long-term interest there, and maybe that is one to watch in the absence of getting Rodrigo or Gordon. I think we've got more chance of Rodrigo than Gordon. Newcastle hate us. Would you take Eze or Kudus? Let me know, people. The reports linking Arsenal with Rodrigo are genuine. It's a tough deal to do. They will try to do that. Anthony Gordon is another one that they have an interest in. I've had that from a very good source, but that again would be difficult. Alvarez, we're not getting him, but another name I've heard was Julian Alvarez. From what I hear, Arsenal looked at the deal and tried to figure out whether it would be within their capabilities. I suspect not. Sesko and Gyökeres in terms of finances are more realistic. Why would he want to leave sunny Spain a year from now, people? So we'll have to see how that develops. Arsenal apparently are the team most interested in Rodrigo. Currently, according to reports in Spain, Kepa has already passed his medical ahead of a move from Chelsea to Arsenal. And that concludes everything. So smash the like button and let me know how you feel.
Always just happy when like